Alright. This one's going to be a very short but very useful video for those of you that want to understand trading sessions. Which sessions should you trade, especially for those starting out in Forex. So I got you with this, and let's get straight into it. Right, I have mentioned this website in a video previously, but it's a very useful website. It's called forexfactory.com. Link will be in the description. It's a free website. First thing you want to do when you come to this website is make sure at the top right you are in the time zone, which you obviously are in. For me it's London, so I put it like that. Then you're going to want to scroll down and you see this sessions area. Forex Factory has a very useful thing that shows you what time each sessions are and what the main sessions are. So this is what I'm going to basically be talking through today. You have 3 main sessions. Forget about the Sydney one, that's got hardly any volume.
What do you mean by that?
So you got 3 main sessions. You got this Tokyo, London and New York session, right? We're going to go through each of these and talk through basically, are they tradable, what times in there you should trade, etc. Alright, first one, the Tokyo session. This is also known as the Asian session. This has slightly less volume than the other two, but it's still tradable for you. I would wait maybe an hour into the open for the volume to start kicking in a little bit. But yeah, it is tradable, but don't expect those big moves like you would get in a London or New York session. For me personally, because this is obviously hooked up to my time, this is at 1 AM, so I do not trade Asian session at all. I'm too tired for that. I'm not trying to wake up at 1 AM to trade. I like having my set hours and doing like that. But if you find out that this is a good time for you wherever country you're in, then yeah, go. You can give it a go, but obviously pay attention to what I'm going to talk about the next 2 sessions as well. Your next session is going to be London session. By the way, it's saying begins in 45 hours because it's a weekend right now, so bear with me on that. But when you go, it will tell you exactly when the session starts on this left when you hover over it. So this is one of the major 2 sessions. This is the London session, right? This session has good volume, big moves, especially if you're a price action trader. Volume and liquidity are very important no matter what strategy basically you're doing. So you're going to want obviously volume and liquidity, and your times to really get that is mostly the London and New York session. So London session, obviously this starts at 8 AM. I don't want to trade from all the way from 8 AM to where it says 9 PM here, because that's too many hours on the chart for me. Personally, that's my set rule. I don't want to spend that many hours on the chart. So what I usually do is I start the session at 10 AM because that's when the 4-hour candle closes, and that's just how my strategy works. And then I trade till around 3:30. But going over London session, yeah, this is the very high volume session, especially for those pound pairs. If you want GJ, GU, pairs like that, you're gonna get good volume in the London session. Then obviously as you go along this London session, you can see there's an overlap, and then we get the New York session. This is another very high volume session. It starts at 1 PM my time. So you have New York open, and then an hour and a half later you have NYSE open, but it all bunches together and basically being called New York session. This is going to give you a high volume for those USD pairs, gold USD, S&P USD, GUSD. Those pairs will have high volume in your New York session. But the beauty part is where I would recommend everyone who does price action trade is in this overlap, because as you can see there's an overlap of time where if you're in London session and New York session at the same time, that means you got the best of both worlds. You got the most volume coming into the markets. Your price action moves will be bigger, cleaner, and usually fit better to your strategy, giving you a higher win rate or whatever, if you want higher RR, whatever strategy you do. But that overlap session right here, when you go to Forex Factory, make a note of that. If you can trade during this overlap, I would highly recommend you to trade during this overlap. And you could even, if you're a beginning trader, you don't want to spend too many hours on the chart, you can literally just trade the overlap. So find out what time the overlap is in your country and just trade that. Go on to the next day after. But yeah, definitely what I do is I trade around 10 a.m. all the way to 3:30, because then that's enough time for me, and I get the London volume, and then I get the pre-New York volume come in, and then into the New York volume. So yeah, definitely recapping, I would highly recommend you trade either London or New York session. Hopefully you can find some time to do that. I know it's hard for people to do 9 to 5 and stuff, but I will make a video on how I actually managed to trade while I was doing 9 to 5 before. Obviously now it doesn't bother me because I'm doing trading most of the time. But yeah, I hope that video was quite useful. I just wanted to do it quick just to show you guys about the sessions. Make sure obviously no matter what session you trade, you have to have your emotions screwed on, stay disciplined, but make sure you got that. If you enjoyed the video, hit a like, hit subscribe button. I'll make more videos, useful ones like little tips and tricks like this, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.